3,000 years ago, when kings ruled with their iron fists and empires were forged in blood, there was one beast that struck fear deeper than any sword or spear. It was a dog. A dog that had vanished into history. A dog that many people have never even heard of. This dog is the Assyrian Mastiff, the ultimate war dog of the ancient world. To discover the origins of this terrifying guardian, we journey back to the mighty empire of Assyria. Here, under the shadows of colossal palaces and temples, kings carved their victories into stone reliefs, and among those carvings stood a beast larger than life. Broad chest, massive jaws, and eyes burning with rage. This wasn't just a dog, it was a living weapon. They were raised in the raw kennels of the Assyrian kings, bred to be larger, stronger, and fiercer than any dog before them. The stone reliefs carved into palace walls showed their massive forms, broad chests, muscle frames, and jaws that looked like as if they were built to crush bones. These dogs were bred to fight wars, hunt lions, and crush the enemies of Assyria. The Assyrian Mastiff was not an ordinary guardian of flocks or homes. It was specifically developed to fight wars. Imagine a picture of a battlefield where bronze-armored soldiers marching together, chariots rattling across the plains, and running alongside them these colossal war dogs, snarling, snapping, lunging at enemy warriors. They didn't just protect soldiers, they fought beside them. These mastiffs were unleashed into battlefields like battering rams of flesh and fury, able to tear through enemy lines, scatter horses, and send entire enemy units into chaos. With iron collars and spiked harnesses, they lunged at enemy warriors, tearing through shields, trampling men beneath their weight. But their role wasn't only limited to the battlefield. Some were even used against the wild beasts, such as lions. Some recorded evidence in the Assyrian carvings depict these dogs locking jaws with lions. But these dogs weren't just warriors, they were symbols. Owning one was a mark of prestige and dominance. Kings often gifted them to foreign rulers as a token of power and intimidation. To stand beside an Assyrian Mastiff was to stand beside a force of nature, a beast bred from the very spirit of war itself. They weren't treated as only animals, they were revered, honored, and feared. To the Assyrian people, the Mastiff wasn't just a dog, it was a god of war in canine form. Yet, like the empire they guarded, the original Assyrian Mastiff eventually vanished into history. The wars ended, the palaces crumbled, and the mighty dogs of Assyria disappeared into the shadows of time. But their blood did not vanish entirely. Through the centuries, echoes of the Assyrian Mastiff survived, following into breeds like the Kurdish Mastiff, the Kongo, and other massive guardians of the Middle East. Even today, in the remote villages of the region, you can still see their descendants protecting flocks, driving off wolves, and carrying in their eyes that same ancient fire. The Assyrian Mastiff was not just a dog, it was a soldier, a hunter, a weapon, a beast so fearsome that it became immortalized into stone. 3,000 years later, their paw prints may have faded from the earth, but their legend, it still growls in the blood of their descendants. So, this was the story of the most feared war dogs from the history, the Assyrian Mastiff. If you enjoyed this episode, then make sure to give it a like, and if you want to know more about the ancient dog breeds, then hit that subscribe button for more such Pawsome dogs. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace out.